Hello, welcome back to Manifest Wisely Tarot. This is a tarot channel, although I do channeled messages and oracle cards as well. I do have some new cards I have ordered. I am waiting on their arrival, but I did make some a few days ago. And in preparation for the full moon on Tuesday, not the full moon, the new moon, I believe on Tuesday or Monday, I wanted to share these cards with you, okay? So that if you are manifesting something new, all right, you can work on that. And it is always a good time to manifest something new. Some people are like, oh, don't sign contracts during this. I mean, yeah, if you have some issues around Mercury retrograde or whatever, I'm not an astrologer, but if you just think positively, right, about what you want to manifest, that's going to help you along your journey, okay? And then, like, for some reason, if you do have to delay something, you're going to know why you need to delay something, right? It's not going to be like, oh, just because I watched this tarot reading or, this oracle message or whatever, however you want to call it. So, okay. I burned some incense earlier today, guys, and this is the Palo Santo. So... sorry, this one is not live, but when it goes live, I do ask that if you are in the chat, you do be respectful to others. And also, if you are watching the reading, please do give it a like, the little thumbs up there. And if you are not a subscriber yet, please do consider that. It helps pass those messages around. But just liking the video will do that as well. And it is the 100% free way to support the channel and these messages that I am about to reveal to you. So if you are part of this collective today, please consider that as you are watching this message. And please only do take what resonates with you, okay? Don't manifest something that you don't want, right? Sometimes, we can, instead of accepting a closure, sometimes we, try and get some kind of extension on the closure, right? And then it's like, you're just that, then it's operating in that hamster wheel. And the hamster wheel came up in a different reading the other day. I haven't been on for a little while. I've been taking a little energetic break here to sharpen up on these messages and give you the ones here. So I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle these. We're going to see how many come out. All right. So I'm not going to go through the entire deck today. Not necessarily. It just kind of depends how all right. So a little bit different than some of the other readings I do, guys, but if you have been with me for a while, you know that on occasion I do oracle messages. I have some other handmade messages, channeled messages. So, take what resonates with you. If this is not your reading today, it's just not your reading. It could be happening to somebody around you. If you are an empathic or a highly sensitive person, right? Yeah. So some of you may need to be staying grounded during this time as well. I have the tiger's eye here. Okay. Yeah, guys, this energy is very intense. All right. The carnelian's here. I cannot remember what this stone is called for the life of me right now. Yeah, maybe it'll come to me during the reading, but anyway, we're just gonna get right to it. Yeah, wow, pray. So if there is something that's been on you, been on your heart, been on your mind, like, if you're a believer in the power of prayer, that is something you may want to do to kind of take that burden off of your, earthly being, okay? Because you have things to do, right? Like I've been very busy today. It's, you know, it's Friday. I got the sheets changed this week. You know, I got back from the grocery store already this morning. Like that was a success. Like, you know, there was a lot of nice successes, right? Some of those things are boring. They might be, you know, say uneventful, but a lot of times uneventful is good, right? Because, you know, you don't want to be the person stuck on the side of the road having the event. Right, with like a car full of groceries or something. Like that would be terrible, right? Yeah, focus. So focusing in on the messages, focusing in on what you need to be doing. If that requires you to kind of say like a deal, like maybe you're somebody that you do when you wake up, like your brain, like some people, they need that coffee before their brain starts going. Some people, they wake up and they're like, oh my God, I already have 1.5 million things to do. Okay, so if you say a little like, hey, you know, universe or God or whoever, you know, like, can you help me focus in on what I really need to accomplish today, right? You know, say that little prayer, and then you're going to start receiving those messages of positivity, okay? Like I was mentioning before, all right? Because some people want your focus to be their focus, and you see how this is in green here. So whatever you focus on, it could be creating abundance, okay? That's that kind of Ace of Pentacles here. So for those of you that follow tarot, that's what I'm kind of getting at, is that you want to be focused in on your abundance, not, you know, somebody else's abundance, because look at what can happen, right? It can, it has potential there, is what I want to say, okay? Spying. Somebody could be spying on you. This could be literally like, I really feel like for somebody, this is like somebody that someone has children with that they used to be married to, okay? I have a feeling it's a masculine spying on a feminine, but it could also be a feminine spying on a masculine. Especially if that person is the person who has custody of the kids more of the time, okay? That's what I'm getting on this. Maybe this is something that you're aware of. Maybe this wakes you up with worry every day, right? And you're like, ugh, right? You know, say a little prayer and say, you know, hey, I hope somebody out there is looking out for me, right? And then you got to keep going, right? Because you cannot let spying eyes, leering eyes, and often eyes that the reason that they're spying, you guys, is because they're cowardly type of people, okay? A lot of these people, I don't want to like provoke anybody either, okay? You know, and that would be like gross to even say that, right? But some of these people, you know, their bark is worse than their bite, right? Like they're just bored. They're bored. Okay. News. Some of you may be getting some good news, as a matter of fact here. This could, yeah, I mean, very, very straightforward, but I feel like it's good news for somebody. So you might want to focus in on that, especially if that is something that you have been trying to manifest for yourself as this new moon comes around, okay? You know, like say your little prayer, say, I hope so-and-so is not spying on me today. And then go about your day, right? And focus in on the news that you want to be receiving, right? Like, as maybe so-and-so is, you know, happily in a new fabulous relationship right now and they don't have time to spy on you, right? Isn't that what we all would love to hear? Mm-hmm. Because what is the point of this, right? The lurking, the, you know, like, gross, dude. Gross. Yeah, see? And it's because of this, because of jealousy. This is ridiculous. Sorry you guys, my camera is in the certain mode, so I don't know how it's going to come across on the video. Maybe look backwards here, it's hard to see. So you could be getting news as well that somebody's a little bit jealous, but you need to remain focused, okay? Yeah, you could even need to forgive this person, even if they are like jealous of your life or whatever, because remember that forgiving is about giving yourself the opportunity, right? It's not about the other person at all. It's about giving to yourself. It's giving yourself that time back, that like you don't wake up even thinking about that person anymore. Like it's like starts to become a distant memory. We just hit 11:11 on the clock. So give yourself that opportunity. All right? You know, to flicker that flame another day in the hopes of giving yourself something good, right? So that's why they came towards you to begin with, right? They didn't come towards you because you didn't have nothing, right? And that could be what they're jealous about now, is because they see that you still have something, right? And you're doing just fine without them, right? Maybe you don't even have much, to be honest, and they're still jealous of it. But some people, that is their mentality. It's just like, it's a zero-sum game. Like, if somebody else is on top, that means that I'm on bottom, so I have to push against that person to make them on bottom again for whatever. And why? Like, what kind of effort is like? So I would not personally engage in that type of behavior. That is nonsensical to me. Okay, so I would just maybe pray about it and say, hey, whoever, I don't understand these people. Help me focus in on what I need to be doing here. All right, and manifesting my goals, right? So that's part of the channel name, Manifest Wisely here. Okay, use your time wisely. Do not give it to people who have no idea what your focus even is. Right? You could have dudes or girls in your inbox all day long saying, hey, you're hot, you're hot, you're hot. And it's like, do they even give a rat's behind about what you're focused on? Got real quiet over here all of a sudden. I don't know how it is at your house. 13:13 on the clock. Okay, anyway. Yeah. Vacay. All right. You may be having some fun soon. Maybe this is maybe this is what you've been praying for, like I need a vacation type thing. And maybe that's part of why somebody else is jealous. It's because, you're so focused. Maybe they heard about you. Maybe somebody heard about you going on a vacation and they were like, oh my God, I can't believe, the collective is doing this and the collective is doing that, right? Like, obviously they haven't forgiven the situation, but here's the funny part. It's like, and you're like, wait a second, why? Like, I'm the one that was wronged, right? But that's not the story they told everybody, is it? No. The story they told everybody is, woe is me, okay? And, they're still working on forgiving you. But now that they see you're doing really well, they're thinking about it, right? They might give you another chance. And you know what you're going to do, collective? You're going to give them the opportunity to see that you do not give a rat's behind about them now and their problems. Because, 14:41 on the clock. Because when the opportunity was there for them to benefit from your input, they just wanted you to keep giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and it never focused in on what your goals were. Like, it's like, okay, yes, I'm really good at tying shoes. That doesn't mean I want to tie shoes for the rest of my life and also not get paid for it. Like, does somebody have you? What kind of goal is that? So, however faint your goal is, bring it into focus. All right. Play. Okay, so this could be coming up on your vacation, gives you time to play, gives you time to kind of decompress a little bit. Okay. Like, yeah, I feel like it's just going to help your creative side, okay? So you may want to engage in some kind of like art therapy activities, music therapy activities, sports therapy activities, whatever it does to get you engaged, okay? Like any kind of like crafting activities, maybe like, something very simple that's available at like most, even, the big stores is like a tie-dye kit, you know what I mean? And everybody has like some older shirts laying around that they could probably, or an old pillowcase is often the popular one. And then you just, you rubber band it up, and then you start, you mix up the dye, and right, with parental supervision, of course, right? Although I think most of it now is non-toxic, so it's pretty worry-free. It's just the mess, right, you have to clean up later, but it's a good backyard grass type project. Speaking of being in the grass and grounding, you may need this because you are a starseed of some sort. I wrote this down to kind of encompass, the different types, and maybe you're a light worker, maybe you're, an empathic type of person. There's different, branches and variations, and starseed is just a recognizable, word, and way to describe it, the community and stuff. So I wanted to put this on the card so it reaches the right people, the message. So that may be part of the news that you're receiving. Maybe you are kind of like realizing that you are a bit of a starseed of some sort. Maybe you have premonitions. Maybe when you focus on things, you can see things like visions, like, and so that you're clairvoyant, okay? There could be people jealous of this. They're like my throat chakra. I can feel the snake. Okay, there's like a snake that wants to come around somebody's throat and stop them from talking because they're jealous of your abilities. So yeah, as soon as I called that snake out, my chakra started relaxing. Is this is it like Averdeen or something? I don't think it's jade though. I have some jade, y'all. So this is kind of where I'm kind of, at a certain point, I had all my crystals like nicely labeled, but when you travel, things happen. MYOB, minding the business that pays you. So your focus may be really like helping you achieve your manifestations. Okay, so when you are minding your own business, what is that business? What's on your mind? Okay, so what's on your mind is what you're going to want to, is what you're going to be manifesting, right? So if you're worrying, you might end up manifesting worry, right? You don't want that. So think about, and not, and you know, this is like minding the business that pays you. Yes, like there's nothing wrong with cash, right? People, and you know, there's a lot of people out there that don't have it that want it, right? And then they'll hate on people that have it, right? And it's like, yeah, well, is it okay? Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Pop up. Yeah, you could be literally minding your own business, y'all, and somebody tries to pop up on you. I don't think this person has ill intentions, but you may be irritated, to say the least, because it's not what you've been focusing on, okay? It may have been a focus at one point, but currently, yeah. So yeah, no te preocupes, like, don't worry. This is not like somebody popping up, like, to try and, like, you know, be the nighttime strangler or something. But you know, always be smart out there. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, use some sense. Just like all these messages, not everything may apply to you during this reading, right? You have to use your own discernment, and that's part of what minding the business that pays you is about, right? Okay, so yeah, family. I cannot lie. It's like this I saw it out of the corner of my eye at the same time. Some of the people that are spying on you could be family members, okay? The extent of it, I'm not really sure. Some of it could be curiosity, some of it could be malice, okay? Again, and you know, these could also be the type of people that would like pop up on you and be like, oh hey, I'm just trying to see what's up with you, and you're like, you never talk to me, why are you trying to talk to me now? You know what I mean? Like, anyway, well, and you know how it is these days. People be calling everybody their family and their cousin and their brother. And it's like, yeah, you're not actually related. And if they had the choice, they would stab you in the back. So be careful who you call fam. Are you feeling me, fam? Okay, it's Ophelia here, right? Okay. And if you see the Ophelia's band donation link below, that is my music channel. So feel free to check that out at any moment in time that you feel like donating, or you feel like checking out some tunage, okay? Park. You may be living close to a park. You may be visiting a park. This is definitely a green space type thing. So especially if you live in an urban area, or, you know, if you're not, you know, kind of country bumpkinish where I'm at, right? It might take you a minute to get to a park, or, you know, a few blocks from your neighborhood. Okay. You could have a built-in park as well. This person might think that they're going to pop up on you there. I don't know if this is going to happen or not. It depends if you're there. I don't think you're like trying to schedule your life around this person. That's why it says to not be worried about it. Okay, so yes, you may be like caught off guard. If you're really worried about it, again, like kind of pray about it and then like let that go. Okay. And like park that thought, okay? Park the thought of the pop-up being something that has to be like contentious, right? Okay, yeah. Ring that bell, okay? Ding. Okay. I feel like that kind of explains it. Anyway, I'm gonna continue on here because I'm getting the message to continue on through and talk about what y'all need to work on manifesting, and what are you investing in? What are you investing your time in? What are you investing your money in? Are you investing it into yourself? Or are you investing it into other people? What are you investing it in order to achieve? Okay. Maybe you actually like to invest physical money, you know, like maybe in some kind of savings program, or, you know, whatever it may be. I'm not trying to like talk about specifics. I just want to get the overall message out here, guys. Okay. So the bell as well, I'm hearing like that stock market bell. So some of you may be invested in the stock market. Some of you may be praying that like the stock market holds out, right? It's like, oh, you know, a lot of people's money's in there. A lot of people are invested, right? It may be time for you to consider investing, right? But what do you want to invest in, right? So think about what you spend your time in. Are you investing that wisely? Are you manifesting wisely, right? If you're investing your money into so-and-so's boat project, are you ever going to get your sewing room off the ground here, right? When's that going to happen? Okay. And continuing on, yeah, it may be simple as cash. It often is. And sometimes when the cash runs out, the love runs out. Bing, 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 bing. Do we have a winner yet? Do we have a winner yet? And you know, some guys or gals, they just cannot dirty their delicate little hands, right? And earn income on their own, which is amusing to me because I know people that like would have qualified for disability that I know like worked. One of them is one of my relatives who is like legally blind. She used to work retail. She would be on the ladders in the store. Like she could see like shadows, but like this, you know, like she was not allowed to drive. Like, I don't even know she ever had a license. Like, her eyesight was this bad, you guys. Okay. But you know what? She still brought in an income, you know? So when it comes time for her to draw her Social Security, like she paid into that. You know what I'm saying? But some people, they don't want to dirty their little hands, you know? I mean, that's not, she also raised kids and babysat kids. Still does. Anyway. Heart. Yes, you may be searching for something with greater meaning, something that makes your heart move, something that gets your heart motivated, all right? Yeah. And it could involve working with your hands, okay? This could be part of the play that is involved, okay? So this could be you doing something that, you know, maybe you didn't think you could do before, but now you're like, oh my God, I can do this? Yeah. So these ideas and stuff, it's going to be flowing out of you like water. I think in particular, I may be talking to a feminine who is tapping into a certain level of creative productivity that they weren't sure they were ever going to be able to access. Okay. And it's like, it's not that they didn't think they have the capability, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know, the stereotypical movie about the writer. What was that one movie? And oh my God, he lived with the writer who was the alcoholic woman. Or was it two women? And they were like down in Brazil or something. Where was that? It was kind of an odd movie, but it showed you the intensity of how some artists work and the destructive toll the creative process can take on the body. And instead, what is happening is it's like turning on the faucet for you. And somebody else is like, what are you talking about? I like beat myself up for like 10 years just to get this accomplished. And you just did what? Just like that? Yeah. It's something like that you're tapping into. This, and creatively, this could be something having to do with your starseed type abilities, okay? So that could be reading people. That could be, creative projects. It could be all sorts of things. All right. So only you're going to understand. And this could be why, for some of you, you may have been feeling a little tired lately. That you may have just now figured out that you are able to turn, like the top of this here, you're able to turn that off. And it's like you were leaking energy before. Okay. You may have heard of that in some of the twin flame journey topics about leaking energy. Usually that's talking about within a partnership and stuff like that, and dealing with karmics and you're leaking energy. I've always been a firm believer of, if you're dating the wrong one, then you're not making time for the right one. You know what I mean? So don't waste time with the wrong one if you know they're the wrong one. That's why I'd rather be single, and hey, if we figure out a month, 2 months of dating each other that this isn't going to work, why drag it out? Just move on. So it's even kind of like that, like, yeah. Okay, but you know what I'm talking about, okay? Because we're not going there, because that's somebody else's. Yeah, forget about, it's time to get a new opportunity here for you. And part of that is forgetting that some of this pain existed on your heart in the first place. Okay. So it's like you want to see how this is written here. Like I did these cards, but like I actually like how this looks. Like you want to remember this. You don't really want to remember this. Like this looks terrible. Right? And it's like part of your healing, part of turning this water on for yourself, part of this play, okay? Part of tapping into this starseed ability, using your hands potentially, okay, is going to be investing in yourself and investing in the healing that's going to give you all those opportunities, right? That you look at other people and you think, well, why don't they have that opportunity? Like you might actually think these things for other people, but they've never really thought them for you, okay? So, and your activity here is like you're realizing, you're like, whoa, maybe I've underestimated myself in this situation, right? Like you've been estimating everybody else, but nobody was estimating you. All right. And part of that could be because you were just giving all this positivity, and you're like, okay, well, now it might be time. It might be time to turn off the faucet, put a little bit in reserve, and think about the next time that I want to take a drink. Because that's going to be happening very soon, right? Whew. Yeah. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Right? You may be telling somebody to hit the road and even ring the bell just so they know that's the final round. Like you're not playing around. You're not. Like we fought with our bare hands. Like what else do you want? Your hands are for creating, right? and mending and making nice things, right? Have you had to hold your hands up in defense before? Maybe. I think you can forgive yourself for that. Your hand, remember your hands are there also to protect you, not just other people. Okay? I don't like to talk politics, but and I know there's, issues out there, and a lot of people like to hype up situations about, oh, so and so's coming over the border and they're going to do this and that. It's like, well, you know what? Somebody came through my door. Somebody that used to live here, somebody that used to say they loved me, right? And what did they do with their hands? They didn't make me any fucking tacos, I can tell you that much. They were more interested in throwing me around the house like I was a goddamn doll. And not one that Elon made, okay? More like the Raggedy Ann type doll. That's what they were interested in doing. Can I forgive that person? Sure. Do I want to give an F about what they're up to? No. That's giving myself my time back. Okay? Right? And maybe it's because that person was just one big phony baloney, and you don't have time for phony people anymore. You hung up the phone on that relationship. Oh, wow. So, if you hung up the phone on what, then that means you have time for the good stuff, right? Stuff that makes your heart happy, that allows you to play. Allows you to see maybe who's in your corner. Maybe who should be in your corner representing as family, right? Not everybody has that. Some of us have to pray real hard because we didn't grow up here. We didn't go to this school. So-and-so wasn't on the school board. My cousin didn't go to wherever and blah, 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 blah. And down the line and down the line and down the line of I know so-and-so. Because I was brought up that you're just supposed to treat people with some common basic decency. And if you don't know how to do that, you better pray. I have literally been kind of avoiding this reading because I knew there was something spicy coming out. I'm going to have to forgive myself on that. But maybe that's what needed to come out today. Because, yeah, the little phony balonies, they're just going to fall over. Okay? Some of them could have been your family, too. And, yeah, that sucks. Right? But what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Are you going to start spying on them? Spending all your time chasing them around town? Well, you already know what they're up to. Nothing. In fact, all they got time to do is look at you. Like, what? Like, don't you got some kids' mouths to feed or some bullshit around here that you keep preaching about on your Facebook and your Instagram and wherever else? You know, wearing your little Dad of the Year or Mommy of the Year t-shirt. Is that how it goes? Like the one time we brought the kid back from having a good vacation and Mommy was nowhere to be found. She was in another state. I know what she's up to. I don't think she's changed much. Okay? Oh, you know, at those gas stations and stuff, sometimes they sell those t-shirts, so maybe she can buy herself one with the cash she earned on the from her handiwork. I didn't say it, y'all. Please forgive me if any of the church people are watching and are offended. Some of them are the ones that are be given the hand you know what's to begin with. All right? I was on my knees every night. We know! We saw your head going up and down in the pew. We know that's not how you're supposed to pray. Who told you that bullshit? They're wrong, okay? So sorry if your pastor told you that's how it's done. It's not, all right? Okay. I may have been raised Catholic, but I'm not an idiot to believe that that stuff doesn't happen in other places. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and get into this tarot message. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to use the Ethereal Visions deck. It's maybe a quick message here, just because I did go through all of those oracle messages that I was directed to give to you guys. So you are welcome. If you are still watching, still enjoying, please do like the video. Consider subscribing. You do not have to be a subscriber to like the video. You can just like the video and move on with your day. It's a 100% free way to support the channel and channel content. If you would like to further support the channel and channel content, please do see my PayPal link for Ophelia's band there, which is my music channel that I have on YouTube as well. Okay, so if you are into music, please do check that out. And we will see what else we have for you today. Manifesting for this new moon, okay? So, you know, kiddies have gone back to school, colleges starting up here, people ending their summer routines, right? And have already embarked on new and prosperous journeys, okay? So with that focus card, some people have already been focused in on the new goals. So maybe for you, collective, if you're watching this, this is time for you to say, okay, what is something I want to accomplish by the end of the year? What is something I want to accomplish by the end, by springtime, okay, or middle of next year? Things like that, okay? So, strength. You may be wondering if you have the strength to accomplish this goal. You do, Leo energy, okay? We are out of Leo season now and into Virgo season. Virgos are known to be perfectionists, okay? Do not let your perfectionism override your need to power through and get things done. I will say that much. Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, plowing through that energy, slow and steady. Again, if this person takes you away from your goals, then you need to consider, is that person somebody you need in your life or what? Okay, so you can see here he also has his own activities, right? Which is good. You don't want somebody who just has time to sit around and drum up things to think about you all day long. Two of Cups, and if they are thinking of things about you, they should be nice, happy things like, oh, how am I going to spend time with my collective? Not, oh, how am I going to beat her up the next time I see her? You know what I mean? Or, you know, what insult can I say today to get another $50, or so they forget that I owe them $50? You know, I'll just start an argument about something else instead. Right? Is that how it goes? And then you don't even want to sit and look at each other over dinner. I know somebody who their husband, this happened to be a husband and wife, the husband would get so drunk after work that like he couldn't even like sit at the table anyway to eat dinner. So what does it matter if they have dinner together? It's like, are they even married? Right? So manifesting the type, right, of partnership, like just being in the partnership isn't enough, is it? Okay, so a Knight of Pentacles is a good sign, I would say. But remember, you're plowing through here to get something accomplished. What else do we have? Wow, you guys, this was literally, I don't know if you can rewind it to see that this was on the bottom of the deck and then this came out. So this is an outcome. Yeah, I feel like what you're manifesting is that type of reciprocal relationship, okay? And you're standing on your boundaries and you're telling people like, no, I'm not, like, this is who I am and I'm not going to settle for less. Just because you couldn't give me more doesn't mean that I deserve less, right? And here's the thing is, you're already like that card give, you're already giving yourself. You can give it to yourself, right? And it's like they just wanted you to give it to them. You know, they wanted you to be the beggar in this situation. And they could be like, oh, well, maybe I'll throw a scrap at you. Maybe the coin will hit your face and then we'll all laugh. Then I'll spit at you in the street. Wouldn't that be funny? Haha. I mean, it's really sick. So I'm seeing, these are this is why some of this stuff, it's like, Lord help you if you ever become a tarot reader. Okay, so you guys, if you are seeing, so if you are that starseed energy, okay, and you're seeing some of these types of things and you're like, why am I getting these visions? Why? Yeah, see, this, don't worry about this stuff so much. This is, if you are a sensitive person, right now the energies are very intense and you may be seeing, it's like you're starting to feel and experience their projections. You may be tapping into them though in a way so as not to